This is the CTEK MXS 25 professional car battery charger. Like all CTEK chargers, it features all the intelligent features, therefore it's pretty much just plug and play. There are many different chargers to choose from, but just to give you an idea why you might want to consider this particular model, let's give you an example. If your car battery is rated at 100 AH or amp hour, and you use the CTEK MXS 5.0 model to charge a fully dead battery, it could take up to 20 hours to fully charge that battery. On the other hand, with this MXS 25 model at 25 amps, the same battery will only take around 4 hours to charge. Huge difference. There are probably going to be a lot of comments saying why fast charging isn't ideal for the battery in the long run. Probably true, but I'm not really an expert on this, so if you have a theory on if you should charge the battery faster or slower, then leave it down in the comment section below and I'll definitely have a read. Now onto the physical aspects of the charger. The cable is a lot thicker than the less powerful versions and you can't disconnect it, replace it. There's no quick connect options and you can't permanently fix the charging cables to the battery. Although, it's fixed, but it's around 2 meters long, the cable. You can definitely hear the fan under load, but it varies its speed depending on how hot the unit gets and it will turn off completely when it's finished charging. With this particular model, you also get a temperature probe that monitors the battery temperature and regulates the voltages and amps depending on how hot or cold the battery gets. However, it's kind of pointless in my case because with the BMW, the charging point is actually located in the engine bay and the battery's in the boot. So obviously the probe won't detect the correct temperature on the battery itself, but the BMW has an IBS system, which is the Intelligent Battery Sensor system that monitors the condition of the battery, so in theory it should really protect itself from overcharging and all those kind of things, so it should be good even though the temperature probe isn't actually on the battery itself. Here are some of the technical specs if you want to geek out on it, but the only thing that I want to point out is that there isn't a dedicated cold mode. Perhaps it's clever enough to regulate depending on the surrounding environment as mentioned previously with the temperature probe, but I'm not sure. The second thing that I want to point out is that there isn't a dedicated AGM mode, although CTEK claims it's suitable for all types of battery. As far as I'm aware though, an AGM battery is supposed to charge at 14.7 volts, but this charge only goes up to 14.4 volts. I kind of find it strange because with the less powerful model like the MXS 5.0 version, even that has a dedicated AGM mode which goes up to 14.7 volts, but this more powerful one doesn't have an AGM mode and it doesn't go up to 14.7 volts, so I'm not really sure why that's the case. So yeah, it's just something that I want to point out. You can also use this charger as a power supply which pumps out 13.6 volts at 25 amps maximum. Quite often or not, I might be messing around in the car with the Carly app, trying to code a few things, or just listening to some music, or doing some settings on the iDrive with the car not running. So hopefully using this supply mode is enough to give the car enough juice without draining the battery itself. That's the main reason why I want to use this charger as a power supply, but also charge the battery without having to share my MX 5.0 with the other car when I'm not using it. Just the word of warning, I probably wouldn't recommend using this charger in the supply mode if you are going to do some full-on diagnostic or programming in the car using the supply mode, because I don't think 25 amps is quite enough to give the car enough juice, without it shutting down. So it's quite dangerous if you're doing like a full flashing on the ECU and things like that. So I definitely recommend using something a lot more powerful in that case. But if I'm just listening to some music and stuff like that, and if it does cut out or drain the battery, is no big deal, but I definitely wouldn't recommend it if you are using it for a proper coding session and things like that. And the second warning I wanted to give is when using the supply mode, all the safety features are off, so definitely read the manual before you use this setting. That's it, it works, as simple as that. I do have to say that the unit itself is quite large compared to my previous MXS 5.0. It's quite noisy under load and it takes up quite a lot of space. The cable is fat and not very bendy, so unless you have a specific use for the 25 amp or have a very large battery or in a particular hurry, I probably would recommend the less powerful version and also save yourself quite a bit of money rather than getting this version. I have previously made a video about the CTEK MXS 5.0 version of the charger, so if you're interested in that video or with that model, I'll leave a link in the description below. Anyway, let me know in the comments below if I have missed anything or if you have any further questions. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.